So what is your next step forward and how not to invalidate others? Hi, Will Perry here. Welcome to another Keeping the Conversation Alive video. I hope I find you well. What's your next step forward? Always want to step forward, not two steps back. And why it's difficult to be honest. Being difficult is honest. No, it's difficult to be honest. Being difficult is honest. No, being difficult is easy. Anyway, it's difficult to be honest and really honest with yourself. To be really frank and honest with yourself, it's a difficult and challenging thing. And it might sound like it's no, I'm an honest person, and I get that. I'm not saying that. It's to be really, to see that you're fooling yourself. It's really, really difficult, or that you're making excuses in some way. Let me give you a kind of example of that. I spoke on Monday, and it kind of earlier on this week, if you've seen the videos, it made me think of it, that I bought this course. I really resonated with what somebody said, talking about mentors. Did this course, it completely changed what I would have done. I mean, I never would have built and structured my course in such a way, and the future proofing, so many scalability of it, so many different things that I never would have thought about in my experience, because it was from somebody who had been there, been further, way up further up the tree, as it were, than I had, or up the road than I had been. And it was invaluable, to buy that course, to get that knowledge, to get that structure, and structure my course appropriately to that. Awesome. However, towards the end of it, then there was the start of the next journey, which was then the getting your message out there, the marketing, the getting the volume, to get the right funnel, to get the and I naively thought that this would be the be all and end all package. Money would come falling into my lap. I didn't quite see it like this, but I thought this would be everything I'd needed, because I'd had a bit of a journey to get to this point, both of difficulty in money, clarity of understanding what it was, and passion and frustration. And I got to the end of this course, which took a lot of work. I mean, there's a ton of work that went into it, but struggles, but most of it was good. I kind of had the content, but it was, re-recording all the content, structure, tons of work. And it felt like that was the bit that was going to make the money. But of course, that was the course. Then it's great having a course online, but then what you need to do is get people to see it and understand your passion and align with your passion. And what I found myself doing at the end of that was going, well, I haven't got any money to get to the next point. But even though she had a way to get money, I didn't, and other people did that I'd seen, they had a way to get money, and that was through, not to be ambiguous, but that was through becoming a a marketer for other people. So I could design funnels for other people. I could which are like web pages, but I could be a creator for them, help them get the word will come to me. Be an agency, a sort of one-person agency, to help other people get visibility, and I could charge for that, and then that's the way I could make money. But I became a bit of a stick in the mud, saying, no, I don't want to do that. That's distracting me from my mission. I want to do this. So I kind of blinkered myself from an opportunity, an ideal opportunity to earn money myself and get myself the money to be able to go on the next step of my personal journey of my course and my, and instead I kind of blinkered myself to saying, no, I don't want to do that and earn money that way. I'll do it a different way. And I got a bit annoyed, with that creator, that mentor. And I kind of went, oh, the mentor, you told me it would work and it hasn't. And, now I need to invest in more money. And you didn't tell me that. And I kind of got that I was not manipulated in any shape or form, but I was like, oh, I didn't know the full story. And now I've got to do that. And now I can't do that. So harumph. Kind of a bit blamey, isn't it? Kind of a bit like, ooh, I put the blinkers on myself. I limited myself. I chained myself to a certain outcome or a certain action, and don't want to do that. Could do that. Don't want to do that. Not going to. Harumph. All that was going on, and it is going on in here. But what I did was make that mentor. I pushed it out onto the mentor, and I thought, they're not what I thought they were. They're not, and I kind of discredited in my head. No, no, I'd never badmouth that person because guess what? There was nothing wrong. In fact, they're awesome. But yeah, from where I was and where I expected and hoped and wanted to get to, I hit a block, and guess what? That was in here. But instead of acknowledging and being honest with myself, and this is the tricky bit, to be honest, to honesty, that instead of being honest and recognizing what I was doing, I go, right, okay, well, you can't do it that way, so here's an opportunity to do it this way. Freaking awesome. Let's do it this way, get some money in, then we can get this back in, and get on your path quicker. But no, I put my blinkers on, got stuck, right royally stuck, got more stuck, got troubled and struckness, and got distracted, and kind of blamed that mentor. Can you see how that works? Have you ever done that? Have you ever? Would you ever admit it? Take that one in. Would you ever admit it to yourself? Do you admit that freely to me now? Just you and me here. You know, nobody will see you nodding. I can't see you nodding. It's something I've done before, and it's a really and quite a few times. It's, you know, you invest in something, you think, this is it. Certainly I do, or have done. This is it, and then only to go, damn, I get to the same stuckness or a different point further on. It's always small gains. Some massive gains, actually. But I get to a point where it's like, what does that speak of? Does that speak of all these mentors are a bit rubbish? Or is it I'm hitting those blocks in there, you know? We invalidate others because of our own blocks. Holy moly! And I did it with Facebook ads. It wasn't the Facebook ads. It was actually getting clear on my story. That was useful. Then it was getting clearer on my offer. That was really useful, getting clear on my offer. But then it was clarity of the customer. It's like, that's really interesting. But I thought I'd done that back there. But actually, I still haven't done that here. And it's like, So what you can do is go a bit mad and crazy. But guess what's not happening each step of the way? For me, what wasn't happening was I was getting to that point and blinkering and making it difficult for myself. And that's such a difficult thing to be honest about. That you need to get yourself out of your own way, but you don't realise how you're getting in your way because you're invalidating others when it's actually you. And that's seriously, seriously difficult stuff to see. So it's really key to focus on just the next step, because what I also found myself was, and I found this is really common in people building businesses, particularly as well, but in other things as well, relationships is really key, is that you look far too far forward and firefight that stuff that's not real yet, where it's actually just like, let's pragmatically get over the next step and we can deal with the next thing. Because, for example, I was making an offer on what I wanted to do with my program when I was first rolling it out. But I thought, no, I can't do that. I can't invest that much time into the small pilot clients that I've got because I can't duplicate that when I have 300 people on my course. So I won't do that now. And what I missed out on was giving those people just the best, most outlandish experience that I could have. I could have invested so much more of my time, but instead I held it off and ring-fenced it and said my time is precious, I value myself more, and I know I need to. So that will cost money, that kind of involvement will cost more. And what I've learned since is like, well, if I've got the time and if I'm not earning the money any other ways, invest my time in that, explode that experience for those people, and stuff will roll out of that. You know, it's like, oh no, I'm solving the problem way ahead when I have 300 customers. Does that make sense? And it's a bit of a mistake. If I'm honest, it's that blinkered. It can get in the way, and of course we invalidate others for that, but it's actually us. So it's like, this is a reflection of our own limitations, self-imposed limitations, and that's when it's like, it's really difficult, and it's really useful to have those highlighted with you, you know, in a nice way, and it's really, really interesting. So focusing on the next step is really a pragmatic approach, which is easier to say, not quite so easy to do. So what you need to do is identify what you think your next step is. and who maybe can help you. Going back to the mentors thing that I mentioned on Monday, who you think can help you on that next step, but appreciating that it's going to be then the next challenge, the next challenge, the next challenge. They don't just stop. And perhaps that was a bit of my naivety as well. By getting an online course, I thought, well, people will just come into it, see it, and it'll be awesome. Oh, there's more I need to do, but I've worked so hard. It's the next step, the next step, and then overcoming the challenges one by one is the key, and not challenging the future challenges that haven't happened yet and won't, because anyway, you get my point. Oh, there it is. That makes me smile, but it's a painful smile. But if I can help you with that, then cool. Work on just the next problem, the next step. So my invitation to you, I guess, from that is let me know what you're struggling with now, and you know what your next step could be, and perhaps it's that self-esteem thing, and maybe it's appropriate to bring up this one now, because if you have taken the test and you know that you have low self-esteem. 18 below, particularly 15 below, then yeah, absolutely. And you know, self-esteem is going to be holding you back. And if you don't know self-esteem well enough, it's a bugger. It's that stuff that is in the subconscious that will hold you back, in that thing that held me back in so many ways, and maybe blinkered. I know I could do it that way, but I'm not going to. Self-sabotage. It's an awesome thing. So let me know what you're struggling with now. If you know what your next step is, put that in there as well, because it could be self-esteem. And if you have this issue of low self-esteem, then it's absolutely going to get in your way. You are getting in your own way. And that's why it's really difficult to be honest with yourself, because we invalidate others. We don't invalidate ourselves. Or if we do, we get to be right about invalidating others and make ourselves and make other people wrong. But it's exactly the same thing, just in reverse. And that's something to get your head around. Let me know what you're struggling with, because if it's this thing called self-esteem, it's really difficult to get out of without a guide or a mentor to shine the light on stuff for you. Do share this with anybody you think might benefit from that. Many thanks for your time. I hope you'll enjoy the rest of the day. Speak to you soon. All right, many thanks. Bye-bye.